Okay, so yesterday we have created the workflow and we have saved it and we have done the activation, and that workflow name is Gautam's workflow. After creating this workflow, and we need to map this particular workflow to the journal name, then only this particular flow is there, right, for approval matrix, then only it will be applicable for those journal. So now we have created yesterday the workflow. Now we will map this to journal name and we will create the transaction, and you can understand the flow. So for that, what I will do, I will go to the journal ledger module. Okay, under general ledger module, journal setup, I have journal names. Okay, so we have journal names is nothing but for the journal creation, what type of journal you are creating it. Either it may be a payment. Again, payment can be classified in different ways, like if it is a cash payment, if it is a check payment, if it is a card payment. You can classify with the help of journal names, and you can define their own number sequence for those journal names. Okay, and based on this you can easily identify what kind of transaction it is and what kind of payment it is. For easy segregation, we use the journal names. Okay, now at here I am creating a new journal name. Okay, so for that I will click on new button over here on top. Okay, so I will give the name over here as, I just given some random name. Okay, usually you will have vendor payment journal, okay, customer payment journal, journal, fixed asset journal. So you will have little bit mostly these kind of journal which commonly utilize over here. Okay, but I have created some random journal so that you can understand how to create the journal and how we can utilize it. Okay, now at here my journal type will be daily. The reason why I need to keep my journal type as daily, why? Because I am recording my day-to-day transactions over here. So that was the reason I am selecting the journal type as diary. Sorry, daily. So at here I have approval and approval workflow. So there are two type of approval are available. Okay. First one is approval workflow. I will explain you. So I will enable as yes, and at here I will select that particular workflow which I have created. So when I place the this drop down list, you can see all the list of workflow related to ledger journal transactions. Okay, so at here I will select the Gautam's workflow. Okay, now the workflow has been mapped, and if you see there are some further other details also there, like blocking. So blocking private user group. If I map one user group, then it will display only to them. Like for example, I am selecting. Uh, I have selected one originator group. Okay, I will show you how it will work. Now in voucher series, I'm mapping a voucher series to this particular journal. So as I said that we usually create this particular journal name to create the transactions and to identify easily what kind of transaction we are doing it on daily basis, and also we can easily track and also we can easily identify based on the voucher series also. So now we are creating a voucher series which will be mapped to this particular journal name. Okay, so at here you can see voucher series, it's in asterisk symbol, which means it is a mandatory field. Okay, so to create new voucher series, you can right click on it and click on view details. Okay, so it will open number sequence form. Okay, so previously we can generate the number sequence, right, from the generate wizards, and I hope you have seen that generate wizard. From there we can generate for all the modules at one shot. So why we are generating again new number sequence? Do you get any such kind of doubts over here? why we are creating now manually. Okay, no issues. Let me tell you. So the number sequence which we are generating from the number sequence from the organization administration is for all the parameter level number sequence. Okay, the number sequence which we are generating now, which we are creating now manually, this is manual number sequence. Okay, where you will create your based on your own number sequence format. Okay, so at here I am creating a new number sequence and I'm giving code as gpay or g journal. Okay, so at here you can see the scope parameter, it is shared, so it is shared with all the legal entity. No, I don't want to share it with all the legal entity, it should be specific to this particular legal entity. Then in that case, what I will do, I will select it here as company. Okay, so at here I need to select which company you want to create this particular journal name. So at here I'm selecting USMF. Okay, and now you can see my number sequence format over here, USMF dash asterisk 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 asterisk. This asterisk is nothing but the numbers. Okay, so at here it is 9, so the maximum length you can keep up to 20. Okay, if it is extended 20, you cannot save the record, again you need to recreate the new number sequence format. Okay, so at here I am making this number sequence up to 6. Okay, and once I make changes on this particular 6 asterisk symbol, then we need to also modify the largest number also. So if we don't modify the largest number, then it will throw an error. Like for example, if I click on save, okay, now you can see the format cannot be contain specific interval. It means that at here you have mentioned 6 numeric value, but in the largest now allocation number you have given 9 times 9. So because of that, it's giving an error message stating that the format cannot be contained specific interval. Okay, so what we need to do over here, we need to remove 3 9s. Okay, now at here we have 6 asterisk symbols and at here we have 6 9s. Now if you click on save, the record will be saved. Now you can see when I clicked on save, you can see previously at here new journal new number sequence is there. Now you can see the journal name. Okay, after that you will mark it as continue. Okay, once you marked as continue, you will save this record again and you will come back. Okay, again you will click on back symbol. Now at here you will map that particular journal number sequence, that is G dash journal. So you will select that particular journal. Okay, and you have what new voucher. So at here in connection with balance, and we have manual once voucher number is only. So at here we will by default we will select in connection with balance. So the voucher, once it is balanced, then only the voucher will be allocated to them. Like for example, you are creating one debit and credit transaction, okay, in two different lines. So until the voucher is balanced, means once my debit and credit is equal, it would be one voucher. Okay, so that it means that. And you can see we have one toggle number allocation at posting. So this is the if you enable this particular toggle button, so what will happen, I will show you in the section, in the transaction section. For time being I'm making as yes. Okay, these are the major configuration in the journal name. Okay, so other than that, if you see at down, this is the financial dimension, you can make it default financial dimension. Like for example, at here I'm mapping the dimension as home. Okay, so when I'm doing the transaction for this particular journal name, by default this dimension value will be auto populated. Okay, now I have saved this particular record journal name. Okay, now I am going to the journal ledger, journal entries, journal. Okay, now at here I am clicking on new. Okay, so in this particular drop down, now you can see at here Gautam journal is showing or not. Let me filter over here. Begin with, you can see I just filter with the name. I'm not able to view that particular journal name. The reason behind this is, let me open another tab so that you can easily understand what I did it over here. Okay, so this is the journal name and we have mapped the private user group. So what this private user group will do, inside that particular user group, whoever the users are there, for them only it will be view and they can do the transaction. Okay, now in this particular tab you can see I'm not able to view that particular journal. The reason behind this is I'm not the user on this particular user group. Okay, let's like for example, if I am clicking on this particular user group, originator, add and remove user. Okay, so at here you can see admin, so let me add to the group. Okay, now admin has been member of this particular user group. Okay, now let me refresh this particular form. Okay, now let me click on new. Now you can see G journal, which is previously it is not showing. After becoming a member I am able to view it. Okay, so private user group is only to block the user group, I mean to block the users. The blocked users only able to view it, rest all the users they cannot able to view the journal names. Got it? Like for example, you may get the in interview you may get the question, I want to restrict couple of the journal names to couple of persons or couple of department. So how you can do it? With the help of this particular journal name. Okay, under journal name you will map the private user group, and please share the list of, you can ask, please share the list of user to whom I need to provide this particular journal access. You will add those member in that particular user group and you will save the record. Okay, so once you have saved it, that's it, and only those person able to view it, other persons will not able to view the journal names. Okay, now let me open this in journal lines. Okay, now you can see voucher number it's stating as 000001, but we have given the voucher series as USMF dash 0001, right? Let's say for example, in another tab, let me go a step back. Okay, so this is our voucher series, right? If I click on this particular voucher series, here is our format. So this is our format, but why the voucher series is getting in this particular format? The reason behind this is we have enabled one toggle button, that is number allocation at posting. Okay, now you can see this is the temporary number sequence which system is allotting for temporarily for this particular voucher. Okay, now at here let me select one let me do one transaction, like for example, So I have selected prepaid expenses, other expenses. Now you can see I didn't selected the business unit. By default it is populating. Let me show you once again. See at here I am selecting the main account. Okay, let's imagine prepaid insurance. I just selected the respective main account, and you can see the business unit is auto populating. From where it is auto populating? From the journal name. If you see in the journal name I have given the business unit as home, and in journal lines you can see by default the home is auto populating. Okay, so you will provide description over here, like for example, uh, 1 month rent, 1 month insurance. Okay, and you will give the amount, and in offset account you will select the respective offset account. Like for example at here I'm selecting insurance. Okay, now if I click on save, the record will be saved, and I need to submit the workflow, so I will come a step back, and you can see the workflow button is enabled over here, and you will click on submit. Okay, now I will go to this particular workflow, view history. So we have created one step of approval. Okay, so we can able to view the
కాల్లో ఉండవా సరే
చెప్పండి.
నీకు వీటే చూసుకొని
ఆ,
పోయి ఫ్రెష్ అయిపోయి వచ్చేసి
వస్తాం.
లడ్లు అవి ఆడ పెట్టుకొని టెంకాయ కొట్టి దండం పెట్టేసి చేపలు తెచ్చి బయట పెట్టున్నాడు మామ.
వస్తాం.
నీకు అది అయితే నేను అవి తెచ్చుకుంటాను లోపలికి. అది చెప్పేసి పోదాం.